Just looking, starting for Reading is Sid Trey, Arinze Emeka and Yakwo starts, AJ Carr starts, and Adrian Nusa also starts. For Worthing, I can see Brendan Okoronkwo. I'm really going to get that wrong all day, and I've known Brendan for a long time as well, so I should probably start getting that right. Looks like Tom Ward is out there. Zaire Taylor. I'm just picking up all the other numbers. Who have you got, Nick?
Alex Awumi.
Oh, yes, of course.
And Josh Ebanks. Oh, sorry, Jorge Ebanks. Apologies. Sorry, Taylor, with the easy win of the tip there.
Probably one of the worst tip throws I've seen for a while, but you know, good start. Anyway, Worthing, this is Zaire Taylor with the first touch. Little give and go. Lefty inside doesn't go. Ward brings down the rebound. He kicks. That was a Woomy.
No good.
Trey with the rebound. Kicks to AJ Carr. He'll push the ball. Early look inside to Arinze. Doesn't get it. Adrian then kicks to Sid. As Reading sets something up with 10 on the shot clock. Really limited now. Quick look to Trey. AJ's going to have to force this one. Back to the mid-range. This one rims out. Good boards from the Rockets. Sid the Kid pulls it down and puts this straight back in. Nice work from Sidney Donaldson.
Early look there from Worthing. Looks like Zaire Taylor's going to play very high up on Trey. I wonder if that's a way of getting the ball into the middle.
Yeah, I don't think that will be too much of a surprise. It's a Roomy again.
Ebanks with the three.
Rockets already starting this offense a bit better. Go hand off into pick and roll with Sidney Donaldson.
Nice switching defence from Worthing. It's a good look from Donaldson, didn't drop, but
great boards, finds Trey for the three. And it's all string from Trey Pemberton.
Love the rotation on his release.
Yeah, really good stroke has Trey. This is Ebanks. Ward off a high pick, doesn't get it. Zaire Taylor instead. This is a Woomy. Hand off to Ebanks, played by Sidney Donaldson. Blows straight by him. Sid reaches back with a block. Nice play by Sidney Donaldson on the defensive end this time.
Heads up play as well, reaching around as well, not trying to go up vertically. Would have gone through the play, would have been a foul, but goes round, reaches round for the ball.
Yeah, got blown by in the initial instance.
Offensive foul called, so Reading bringing the ball back.
Here's Trey. Yeah, a lot of switching from Worthing. Good spot there, Nick. This is AJ first look inside, just muscles one up.
Doesn't drop, but I do like that look inside. He's got a lot of space in there.
Yeah, that mid-block is where AJ likes to catch and does good work.
Not playing any help on that either, which is rare in the games I've seen.
Ebanks skips to Brendan Okoronkwo.
Really good shooters for Worthing.
Really disjointed. This is probably the second or third offense for Reading that's just gone absolutely nowhere.
Really had no movement on that offense. It wasn't a good look.
Little kick to Ward. He makes the jumper easy for Tom Ward.
Coach Keane obviously not too worried. Hasn't called a timeout.
Five nothing. Donaldson with another look. Back rims it. And Worthing are off and running again. Ebanks this way, takes it himself, puts it up with the left. Sorry, 10-5. I'm all over the place with the scores, looking at the wrong scoreboard. 10-5, Worthing lead it. Alan Keane already out of his chair.
Reading inbounding, Trey to bring the ball up. The look inside is there. Reading don't opt for it. Nice backdoor play. Again, that was
better offense.
I mentioned Zai Taylor's playing very, very high on Trey. That's the other solution, is trying that backdoor cut on him.
Steal from Trey Pemberton. He goes the other way, lefty, and it's nice from Trey. Gets him right back in it. 10-9, Worthing lead.
Other observation to make about Worthing is as good as a lot of their personnel are, they don't look like they've got a shot blocker necessarily, so interesting to see if Reading go to the hoop more.
Yeah, not a great deal of size, good spot. Certainly plenty of talent across the board, but not a great deal of size.
Every time Ebanks launches that three, it looks like it's going in.
There's Arinze, Emeka and Yakwo for three. Got ourselves a bit of a shootout early.
Yeah, 12-10. I think Reading will be happy with that score, because I don't think they'll be happy with a few of their offensive possessions so far.
Yeah, luckily they made a couple of shots to keep him back in this one. As Ebanks goes again, he kicks. Barker-Onkwo again. Makes another one. Worthing take the lead again, 13-12.
Nice looking jump shooter for Worthing.
Trey thought about the step back, kicks to AJ, he'll go to the rim, little righty floater, just rims out, and that's Sydney on the rebound.
He really does have a nice timing for those sorts of hustle plays. Taylor launches, no good.
Long way out.
Pemberton fades away, no good.
Arinze also another good offensive rebounder, and they keep the pressure on the offensive glass, and AJ gets a foul. First subs.
Coach Keane having words with Trey and Sydney while Carr's at the free throw line.
AJ makes the first. Puts the Rockets up 2. And makes the second. Packed house here at Rivermead tonight. Taylor inside.
Double team from Reading.
Owumi dials his own number and makes it for 3. Long 2, sorry.
That's a good defensive possession from Reading. I don't think they'll be too unhappy with that.
Sydney here. Into Adrian Nosser. AJ's had a few looks. This time they go inside to Arinze. Bit of a mismatch in size. Goes to the turnaround. Probably not the right move against somebody slightly smaller, but...
Yeah, double team was coming as well.
Had time. Taylor kicks to Tom Ward. 8-footer doesn't go. Rockets out and running. Trey Pemberton. Guarded by Owumi. Pulls up. Front rims this one. Good boards by Zai Taylor, and that will get them on an early 3-on-2 break. Back to Tom Ward. Put it back on the deck. Fires, and nice from Tom Ward. Puts in a 3.
Looks like all 5 from Worthing have got the range. Could be a huge part of their offensive arsenal tonight.
AJ now going to the block, gets the shoulder around, turns up the righty hook. Nice from AJ Carr.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. He seems to have a lot of space down there. They're not double teaming him, so he can go all the way round there and still get a hook up.
This is Moyo into the game. Tom Ward on the baseline. He's already made a few. He's not going to miss that one as well.
Yeah, hasn't hit the rim yet, I don't think.
Very nice stroke. Rockets hanging in this one. Haven't played particularly well so far. Certainly on the offensive end. They've got some points, but it's mainly because they've made shots rather than running good offense. AJ wants to go to the mid-range, to go inside to Sid. He's fouled and one. Bench like that one.
That's where the key advantage seems to be, is inside in the rebounding and the offensive possessions where they're able to get the ball right under the hoop.
Subs coming in. Adrian goes to the bench. Sid's at the line. Makes his hand one. Puts Rockets up one.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the first. 1 point ball game. Nice spin from Taylor there. Comes back to the middle. Easy.
Defended well by Arinze.
Yeah.
He kept his body right in front of him. Just a tough shot. Arinze, a good defender. Chive now in the game. Kicks to Donaldson. 10 on the shot clock. They'll go back inside to AJ Carr. They'll double this one. He'll still put up the right-handed hook. Just rims out that time.
Interesting that they switched Taylor onto Carr.
Yeah, I think because they've got no real 4 and 5, switching probably suits them. Tom Ward thought about another shot, shovels it inside to Okoronkwo.
Couldn't handle it, but lovely look from Ward.
Just as we see Danny Carter take his first minutes, Arinze Emeka sits.
Yeah, huge size advantage for Danny coming on. Let's see if he can do some damage in there with his injury limitations as they are.
Goes on the dribbles. Taylor takes a charge, not called. Consultation between the refs. Just
Jump
deciding
ball.
Nobody saw it, so jump ball.
Possession arrow in Reading's favour. After that horrific jump ball to start the game.
I'll have no more of them. God bless the arrow. Kick to Chive. He'll take his first shot of the night. It's long. Tip rebound from Ebanks. 30 seconds on the shot clock. They'll try and go 2 for 1 here and they'll get it. Nice layup from Ebanks. Rockets will probably want to try and kill as much of this as they can. Chive to AJ Carr. They're standing off him, wanting him to shoot it. He will shoot this one, AJ, and he will make it. Great shot from AJ Carr. No shot clock, 3 seconds to go.
Let's see if
Taylor with the pull-up. Just front rims it.
24 apiece at the end of the first. Interesting first quarter.
Yeah, nice. Really, really fast pace again. Quite like this. I know in terms of Alan Keene's philosophy, he won't be overly happy. Well, I can tell you right now, he's going to be really upset with giving up 24, and he's going to be really upset with the way they've ran offense. They're making shots, yes, but not doing so much. Cut to me and you for the night, mate. Our first one of the night.
Here we are, yeah. Not a lot of depth from Worthing by the looks of it. They brought in Kevin Moyo in that quarter, who did a nice job defensively there. Really pressured Donaldson towards the end. And that's why I think Reading might look to get the ball inside, not only for the reasons I mentioned, Worthing looked like their lack of shot blocker, but also, I think, to push the issue in terms of fouls.
Yeah, I think there's certainly some areas to be exploited. Inside is one of them. Danny coming in now might give them a bit of a boost and a bit of an inside presence. But as I say, will they keep up this relentless pace, Ron, for a big old night at the moment?
If we can get to 100, that will be delightful.
We'll go proper NBA by getting 100 apiece. So I don't think I've ever seen two teams score 100. Not in my kind of...
Not in 10-minute quarters, for sure.
That's what I mean. Hope everyone on the live stream is enjoying. Thank you for joining the live stream. If you are joining us from Worthing, very much appreciate it for you coming to join us. I'm really pleased that you and me have got some camera time tonight, mate.
Oh, I think we deserve it.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but we are finally getting our deserves. But as I said, thank you. If you're a Rockets fan joining us, very much appreciated. Really nice crowd here tonight.
Yeah, really good travelling support from Worthing, it has to be said as well. Well done everyone who travelled today.
Yeah, superb. Bit of a trek. So really, really useful. 24 plays, 24 start of the second quarter.
Kevin Moyo thinks about 3, doesn't take it. Taylor, good look inside.
Trey just stepped out of bounds. Alan Keane barking instructions.
Donaldson picks off the inbounds. Did well to see Moyo creeping up on him there.
Yeah, I don't know if he just got a shout. Steal there from Okoronkwo, just drives into Danny Carter and gets one.
Yeah, my worry there was that Danny was going to foul without stopping the play, and that was realised in the end.
You were bang on. To be fair, Brendan creates a lot of the contact, but pretty savvy play, pretty smart.
Okoronkwo makes the free throw. Some fantastic shooting from Worthing so far. Interesting to see if they can keep that up the whole game.
Again, feels like Rockets are really slow to get an offense. There's nothing really happening. 6 on the shot clock. I'll ask Alan after the game what he's thinking about that. But again, it's another 3 from AJ Carr, way off. It did hit, maybe it hit the backboard on the other side. I thought it hit some rim, but it may well have hit the backboard on the other side. Either way, shot clock violation. Thunder lead this one by 3.
Rockets in a zone to start the second quarter.
Yeah, I think they came out in zone after that inbounds that they stole. It looked like they jumped into a zone there. This is Taylor with the 3, back rims it, Trey with the rebound, and the Rockets are off and running. Little early look inside, AJ with good position on the run out. Sid with another great offensive rebound, kicks to Carter. He'll take his time, set one up. In and out from Danny.
Nice look for Danny though, didn't drop. Worthing up by 3.
And Woomy this time. He's way off. Off and running. There's some numbers if they can find Trey in transition. They do find him. Makes it, but he's out of bounds. Nice shot from Trey Pemberton.
Interesting that it was Danny Carter that time who ran straight to the hoop for the early look inside. I think that might be there in transition. It might be a strong option for them. Had his man sealed right under the basket there.
Yeah, really nice. Just ran the rims and got a look. Danny goes for the ball fake from Taylor. Wrestles it back himself, throws it up, no good. Frustrated Zaya Taylor. No numbers. Trey thought about a three, goes to the runner instead. Off AJ with a nice board, and it's going to be a red. I was going to say it's going to be a Reading ball, but it's been called on the way to Worthing.
Lovely hesitation dribble from Trader. Difference stays at 3. Ebanks to get us started for Worthing. Seen his shooting potency in the first quarter. Same for Ward. Drops again.
He just keeps going.
Hasn't missed.
I think they brought Ward back in as a bit of a zone buster.
Yeah.
More careless play from the Rockets, and that will be the type of thing that makes Alan Keane furious.
Yeah, a little bit
Here's Taylor.
complacent on the
He'll
inbound.
get all the way inside, flip one up, and he can't finish. Taylor struggling from the floor at the moment. Here's Chive. AJ runs the middle of the floor, then hooks one up with the right hand. Nice from AJ Khan. His willingness to run for a big is helping the Rockets stay in this one.
Wow, Ebanks for another 3.
And that is time out.
Heavily contested as well that time. Pushes the lead up to 6, which I think is the biggest lead of this game so far.
Yeah, and the pace just keeps going. It's quick. The shots keep falling. The offense doesn't look particularly pretty.
Yeah, I think it's really been exchanging baskets so far until that last play where Worthing were able to get a stop. After that 3 dropped, I wonder if Reading will stay in the zone defence that they were using in that quarter, or if they'll be going back to man-to-man.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly did a job for a minute. Whether it will stay that way, I'm not sure. Tom Ward back in the game certainly changes that element, that he's a bit more of a threat, or has been more of a consistent threat in this game so far.
Ishmael Fontaine into the game for Worthing. Looks like he's going to pick up full court on David Chive.
And here we go again with Trey Pemberton. Sam Grant in the game for Rockets, another academy product. Kick to Chive. Chive puts one up high, arcing 3 doesn't go, and a nice favourable rebound gets the Worthing Thunder out and running again. And it's Ebanks to Awumi, and he just can't handle the pass.
Good defence from Fontaine on David Chive, picking the ball up. Young Sam Grant also on the floor for the Reading.
This is AJ inside, right-handed runner this time, and he's got plenty of success getting to the middle. Something to note, Adrian O'Sullivan is on the bench going crazy, trying to get these guys to play some defence.
Yeah, notably, as Zaya Taylor misses a 3-point shot there, I noticed the zone is playing higher up now. I think that's a key point made in that last timeout.
Just as David Chive gets inside.
More active at the top of the zone as well.
Yeah, I think they're having to extend that a little bit. Just so you get a good shot of Rivermead today. Nice and busy. Good start to the year, this one. Chive about to put up his second. Staying in that zone. Active hands, need to stop giving up the middle. They get it to the high post. Kick out.
Fontaine for 3, no good.
Ishmael Fontaine misses the 3. Here's Sam Grant, goes to the crossover.
Nice crossover from Sam.
Nearly picked by Zaya Taylor, but enough to turn the ball over. Back in the zone. Certainly slowed Worthing down. They go to the mid-range this time with Ebanks, and he misses. So again, I think the zone just about doing its job.
Yeah, I think it's definitely slowed them down. Worthing look like they're methodically approaching breaking that down. Still getting okay looks, but it's definitely slowed the pace of the game down, which I wonder if that was part of that decision.
Trey this time comes off a curl, doesn't make it. This is Ward again, he's had the hot hand. AJ diving to make the steal, and the Rockets bench absolutely love that one.
Yeah, you've got to love that hustle play from AJ Carr there.
He had a chance, and that got the bench on their feet.
Worthing up by 2. Reading have closed the gap. Taylor likes the baseline. All the way, no help, misses the layup. Fontaine comes out with it.
He's having a bit of a struggle.
Ebanks, however, is not. He's drops another 3 there.
Volume shooting is working. And here's Trey, who has been quiet for the last couple of minutes.
Sam Grant for 3. No good, back rim. Nice confident stroke from Sam though.
Yeah, you sort of want him to take that shot. If that's his shot and he can make it, you want him to take it.
Yeah, heavily contested, but put that up with
Trey
confidence.
with a long look at this one, and those are the ones you put your mortgage on, those ones. When he gets a nice long look at it, more often than not, that's going in.
Yeah, and with the number of 3s Worthing are getting from Ebanks, it's going to keep Reading in the game if Trey can get hot.
Ebanks on the drive, goes to the pull-up instead, makes another. And that's keeping Worthing Thunder going at the moment. He's pacing them. AJ going to go to the back down. Zaya Taylor reaches late. They call him for the reach.
Yeah, I think whenever anyone other than Taylor is guarding him, he can do that. He's going to be able to back them right down into there and force the double team.
Just as we're clearing a bit of the floor.
I think that's a strong look that Sam brings as well, with his obvious height, but he's also a shooting stroke. It brings one of the other bigger players from Worthing outside. Again, opening up that middle a little bit more.
Yeah, Worthing has certainly had to defend today. Rockets with plenty of options offensively. Trey with another look, quick release. Front rims it, snatched at that one a little bit, Trey.
Yeah, I do notice that in the shots he misses, it does tend to be when he snatches at
it. This is Ebanks, who has been pacing Worthing, gets Trey with the pump fake, and he's fouled on the floor. It's a bit of a late whistle for the foul on the floor, but Trey certainly fouled him as soon as he got beaten with the pump fake.
Yeah, and I think that's a really strong move for him, having made as many 3s as he had this half. You have to honour that pump fake. Nice backdoor look from Ebanks.
Alan Keane throws his hands to the sky.
Yeah.
He's frustrated
in
again.
a zone, the one thing you don't want to do is let the ball go right into the middle under the basket, and that's exactly what happened.
Foul on the floor there. AJ tries to go to the middle against Awumi. Zaya Taylor frustrated. Looks like Josh Goddard coming in.
Trey unguarded at the 3-point line near us. Oh no, it's a Rinze, sorry. I thought that was an unusual look.
Yeah. A little bit of a conversation with the referee there. Not quite sure who it's between because I can't see past Rinze where I'm sat. And there's the technical foul. Well, it's intentional, should I say. Unsportsmanlike. I knew I'd get the word eventually. I can't keep up with all the refereeing lingo. Anyway, it's been called on Ebanks, I'm certain of it.
It's a slightly funny term because it implies there's also a sportsmanlike foul.
Good point. Are all other fouls sportsmanlike fouls?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
I'm sure someone will know. I'm not that person. As Trey makes the first. We'll look at the Rockets bench, bit thinner than normal. Plenty of minutes to be had for the academy guys tonight. Just as Trey makes both the free throws.
Rockets still down by 4, going to inbound the ball.
Rinze blows by Okoronkwo, skips it to David Chive, and he makes the 3.
Really nice play there, getting the ball in the high post, drawing the defence and then kicking out for 3.
Yeah, nice off the move from Rinze.
Look inside, Taylor going to the hoop. No
and
foul
boy,
called.
is he struggling, and he is visibly frustrated.
Yeah.
He's desperate to foul. He's had enough already. They go fake handoff. AJ inside, tries to find Rinze. He's bodied out by Josh Goddard. Worthing lead this by 1 minute to go. Taylor from 35 feet doesn't make it.
Steph Curry-esque range attempt from Taylor there.
Yes, long way out. Didn't quite have the same finish.
Slowing it down. Crosses over, launches a 3, and it's still good.
Huge.
Hand in his face from Carr.
And nice from Ebanks off the dribble.
That man is putting on a show tonight.
Yeah, he's really kept Worthing in this, and he's off and out running again, and he'll go one-on-one with Rinze, who fouls him. And Alan Keane, you can see, he's throwing his hands up, he's sitting down, he's frustrated.
Am I wrong if I think he literally hasn't missed Ebanks?
Oh, I think he's missed.
I don't remember him missing a jump shot.
We'll have a little look at halftime stats if anybody gives us any. If he hasn't missed, and I'm wrong, he's had an absolutely blistering first half.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he's missed. That's why we need the live stats person on our side, so we can actually...
Yeah, it'd be better, wouldn't it, to have the access there.
Yeah. I did request before the game that somebody deliver it by hand, but didn't work. Anyway, Rockets, after another Ebanks flurry, are down 6 again, and the gap's opened up. Sam Grant gets a look. Misses again. Goddard leaks out. This is Taylor. We'll go a little in-out crossover, finds Ebanks. He's going to fire another.
There we go. Definitely missed now.
There you go. We found the heat check. He's missed one.
And it's interesting you say heat check. I think his release looks slightly different on that shot. So
maybe force one. Trey misses. Chive chases down the rebound, looks inside, flips it up with the right instead, and it's nice from David Chive again.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing David Chive is going to bring you. Great energy and hustle.
30 seconds to go here.
Worthing slowing it down.
Okoronkwo goes inside and he's given the foul with the body.
Yeah, Carr didn't like the call.
Certainly the block was clean. Not sure. There was certainly, from our angle, there was plenty of contact along the way.
Free throw no good.
Misses the first. Makes the second. And it's timeout. 45 plays 40, 22.1 seconds to go. What are your kind of closing thoughts before we get to the end of the half, mate?
Well, I think it's interesting, and from a tactical perspective, there doesn't seem to be anything in particular that Worthing is doing that's hurting the Rockets, other than Ebanks shooting the lights out. I wonder if Coach Keane might look at having someone play him very tight in the second half.
Yeah, possibly some individual adjustments to be made. I think, again, it's been hot shooting rather than great offense that's been the story of the game so far.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I'd point out is something I've pointed out in quite a few games that I've called this season is that Reading's transition defence hasn't been prohibiting Worthing from getting out on the break, and I think that's something Reading can improve on.
Yeah, they've been breaking just fine, you're right. It's been pretty easy on the break, and they've converted quite a bit of it as well.
Final 22 seconds here at Rivermead of the first half. David Chive being played high up.
Pressure D, and Chive will go on the dribble. He's going to try and kick.
Trey looks at the clock, sees he's only got less than 5 seconds. Going to have to launch that.
Plenty of contact, but nothing doing.
Yeah, that's an interesting no call. I think if that wasn't a end of the half, and obviously forcing, everyone knew he was going to force a shot up there. I think that might have been a whistle.
Absolutely. So just before we take a quick break for ourselves, we'll have a quick look at half-time stats. Hopefully when we have those in, we'll share those just after the half. We'll be back in 15 minutes after the half-time break, and with more of the action here. It's Worthing leading this one 45-40. We'll be back in 15.
Thank you.
Trey.
12 points from Trey in the first half. 11 from AJ. Good job inside from him. 4 rebounds.
Yeah, rebounds still close. Turnovers 9 apiece. Yeah, all fairly close.
And Donaldson about to inbound the ball for Reading to get us started in the second half.
Good stuff.
Pressure defence from Kevin Moyo for Worthing to get us back into the game.
Maybe that's been the shout to step up the defence a bit.
Good look inside.
Yeah, they were going to switch a down pick on Trey. They both went with Trey. AJ Carr just slips inside. Nice find.
Back to a man defence for Reading.
I imagine the zone for Alan Keane was more so out of necessity, and that's Zaire Taylor getting on the board.
Yeah, I think Taylor's going to have a more successful second half. He missed a few sitters in that first half.
Yeah, he went 1 for 8 in the first half, so that I very much doubt that will repeat itself. Just as Trey goes to the runner, doesn't get it. Here's Ward again. He goes to the pull-up. This one will miss. way off from. We were stood right behind that one. Shouts of post him AJ from Alan Keane, and it's AJ on the follow after Sid throws that up. You can just see Adrian O'Sullivan. He is as in this game as a bench player could possibly be.
If only we could find him a cheerleader outfit. It's,
I'd love to see it though. You know, engagement when on the bench is just one of those things, and he's a pro's pro, and it doesn't surprise me that he is living and dying every play with his teammates, even though he's never going to step on the floor. Just as David Chive gets us back into it. Looking to post AJ again. Zaya Taylor playing him tight. AJ will go back outside 3. Think about it, but goes inside to Donaldson instead. Gets Tom Ward with the pump fake. Will go to the 1 foot step back. I think that's blocked by.
Better off leaving that to Dirk Nowitzki, that one.
Yeah, it didn't look particularly good as Ward goes inside, kicks to Okoronkwo, then to Taylor, and he fires up. Misses this one. Worthing lead this 47-44. Arinze thought about it, skips around Okoronkwo.
Nice spin from
nice AJ Carr, showing us the full repertoire tonight. He's been inside, back to the bucket. This time goes to the spin. He showed the mid-range, showed a shot from 3. Nice from the Shepherd University product.
Yeah, I like when Carr doesn't settle for jump shots. I think he's a much more successful player, as we see there. Not that he can't shoot, but he's incredibly strong inside.
That'll be a shot clock violation. Whistle's gone. Brendan Okoronkwo going along the baseline, felt like he was fouled. Didn't get it, and the shot missed everything. Just as we take, I just missed skipping to Adrian O'Sullivan again, back up on his feet. I'll catch him by the end of this game, I promise, in full flight.
Yeah, nice entry pass to Carr, going to work inside.
AJ again uses the footwork, probably could have gone to the lefty hook, didn't do it. This is Moyo inside. Tries to skip around Chive.
Yeah, there was at least 100 Euro steps in there.
Don't start me, look, I don't even know what sportsmanlike and unsportsmanlike is. If you start talking about gather steps and all sorts else, it's going to get a really boring broadcast. Okoronkwo with the 2. Nothing but nylon there. Back to a 3-point ball game. Trey off a little flare, but they go inside to AJ Carr. A lot of the traffic going through AJ goes inside to David Chive. Nice look. Sidney Donaldson on the rebound. This one just rims out. AJ picks it up, drives inside, puts it up with the right hand, doesn't go, and finally Worthing clear the ball.
Yeah, that felt unlucky. It felt like the first 2 shots should have dropped there.
Here's Taylor, crossover, pull up, and gets the friendly roll. Nice from Zaya Taylor.
Carr had a hand right in his face when he shot that.
There's a whistle. Need the floor wiped. Been a little bit tidier this quarter so far. Still plenty of action, but a little bit tidier for your liking.
Yeah, a bit more deliberate. It feels like Reading are still struggling to get the stops they're going to need in the second half to turn the game around.
Just about to be back in play here. 51 plays 46. Thunder leads it. Here's Chive with the 3. High arcing one from Chive, and he loves it as it goes in.
Alex Iwumi couldn't quite believe that one went in.
Moyo to Taylor, he's left wide open and he makes it straight back, and 3, and you can just, I don't know if you could pick it up, I can hear a bit. Alan Keane yells across the floor, where's your sense of urgency? And so true, they made the 3, admired it, and then Zaya Taylor came right back and hit another one.
Nice look inside from Carr to Trey.
I'm surprised Rockets actually haven't stuck with a bit more either ball screen or off ball screening, because Worthing switched really well early, but I don't think they kept that consistency of switching going.
Yeah, I agree.
So they should probably go back to it. We've seen a few cases already in this third quarter where they've missed a switch or they've missed an assignment. There's another one there. It's a really easy kind of seal, but it's coming from ball movement rather than anything off the dribble. So plenty of off-ball stuff to do, I think.
It's interesting, what we're seeing now from Reading is what I kind of wanted them to do early, is really not give the defence too much credit and go right to the hoop every time.
And here's Taylor again. He kicks. Finds Moyo on the dribble. Nice play by Trey, who ends up stripping him. No numbers, but Trey will go to the
handle.
Pretty handle. Finds Chive. He dials his number again. Misses. And that one will go out of bounds.
Good look. Just a 1-point ball game. Reading with those backdoor cuts and looks inside, have brought themselves back into this game.
Yeah, it's going to take something from Reading here, because, as I said, I think it's been a little bit disjointed offensively, and because of that, they've never fully got over the hump. Their runs are in 2s and 3s and 4s. They need a 10-0 run or a 10-2 run or something like that to
strong
send it the other way.
Taylor there, around the double team, goes the other way, fools the defence, fools both defenders, goes middle.
Yeah, Zaya Taylor, you feel like he's starting to feel it a bit now. Another look.
Looks like he's in rhythm now.
It's still Lindsay inside, and for a guard, he's pretty strong inside.
Yeah, he's got the size and he's got the height as well to give them trouble in there.
Still only an under 19 as well. Another exciting prospect coming out of John Madacey Academy.
Great defence from Trey Pemberton there.
Just as Awumi got inside, Chive pushing, needs an option. Goes to Carr, nice find.
Really good pass from Chive there. Found Carr in momentum, and that actually puts Reading in the lead for the first time since the first quarter.
As I said, though, I wonder if my kind of thought will be that they need an 8-0 or a 10-0 or a 10-2 sort of run to go the other way.
Yeah.
This has got a kind of Zaya Taylor gets a touch, makes a 2, makes a 3, and it stays kind of where we are. They'll go to Taylor. Arinze, a good defender. Little push off.
Taylor pushes with his offhand there.
Yeah. Finds Awumi, and this is Taylor, and he puts it in. I don't want to say I called it, and it wasn't quite the way I called it, but that's how it's gone tonight.
Plays above his height inside, doesn't he? His big body.
Yep.
Nice
double
look from Carr.
Nice.
Really nice play.
And AJ has been really good out of the mid-block, just as Worthing take a timeout. Rockets lead this one by 1.
Yeah, I think that play was a really nice example of how, just as Worthing was starting to catch on and throw a double team there, Carr was able to bring it to his right, away from the defence, and then put it back for the backdoor cut from Arinze. The interesting thing from a Worthing perspective, it seems like their two big scorers, Taylor and Ebanks, almost take turns. They haven't seemed to have both of them going at the same time yet.
Yeah, you're right. It was Ebanks who paced them for most of the first half. And then it was it's been Zaya Taylor taking over now.
Even from a shot selection basis, though, it seems like Taylor's going to have the majority of the shots now, which takes away from Ebanks shooting that we saw in the first half.
Oh, there's some drops in the back of the crowd there from the sweet throw-in. Poor hands, but we'll let him off. It's not easy to snag the Haribo. A 59 plays 58. 2 minutes 50 to go in the quarter. And we're back underway with Worthing Thunder. Here is Ebanks on the ball, who's subject of some of our discussion during the timeout. Tom Ward, who also had a nice first half. Woomy with the three, he misses. Big fight for a rebound, and David Carwell, David Chive, cracking rebound. Great box out. That was tipped, so it would have been okay anyway. And they find AJ again in kind of a mid-block position. He'll skip this time to Trey. Got a little bit of room, just rims out, kept alive.
Nice tip from Carr.
Casual from Arinze, and then they've just given it up. 2-on-1 break. It's Ebanks with the lefty layup.
Yeah, I think Chive did the right thing there. Again, kind of like we saw with Danny Carter earlier. My worry there was he was going to foul and not stop the play.
Nearly a turnover. Arinze and David Chive on the wrong page. This is Carr again. He'll go to the mid-range pull-up. Misses. Arinze gets a hand on it, but it's pulled down by Okoronkwo. And it's Zaire Taylor fouled on the dribble by Trey Pemberton.
Very versatile scorer, Taylor. Can shoot, can drive, can post up, rebounds well. Ward with the open three. We saw him shoot well in the first half, doesn't drop that one.
Thought that one would go. And it's Worthing again by one. We've got an absolute cracker of a game here tonight, mate. An absolute cracker.
Poor entry pass to Carter.
Yep. There's Ebanks. Good work by Arinze to get back in the play.
Yeah, we highlighted transition D as something Reading had to work on. We saw much better demonstration of that there.
I wonder what the feeling is on the productivity of Carter. I wonder if after injury he's still not quite game ready. Looks a little bit behind the speed tonight. Again, Worthing with a turnover. Trey with a bit of room. Goes behind the back.
Another poor entry pass.
It's again, that I always disliked it as a player, kind of a high entry with that sort of pass is really, really difficult. You need a better angle.
I think it's been a point of emphasis. Danny's going to have a huge size advantage over anyone here, but it's kind of been telegraphed.
Ward again. Huge shot from Tom Ward. And there goes the gap again, back up to 4. Carter, played by Awumi, finds Chive. They go inside to Sidney Donaldson. He'll go to the lefty turnaround. This one rims out. Great boards by David Chive, and he's getting hammered down low.
Yeah, seemed like it took a little while to call there because he was fouled multiple times.
He's got no fear as a youngster.
Yeah, really strong as well for a guard of that age.
Yeah, just gets in there and mixes it up. Sort of what you want. You want him playing with no fear. Inbound on the baseline, it's Carter. They'll swing through Chive. They'll go down screen to Trey, doesn't get it, but that opens up the
That's better
entry.
spacing as well for the entry pass.
And it's going to be an offensive foul.
Interesting call.
Carter tries to get some room.
Not sure I agree with that one.
I think when you're in front of the referee quite as blatantly as he was, I think it was always going to get called. Six seconds to go here. 5. There's Taylor down the middle. He's hammered by Carter.
Seems to be a make-up call to me.
Yeah, absolutely hammered. nothing doing.
Yeah, that one did look like a foul to me. Taylor shaken up a little bit by that hit from Carter.
Right, just going into the quarter.
It's
still
third
close.
quarter there. Reading obviously brought it back, took the lead briefly there, and now we're back to a 4-point margin for Worthing.
Yeah, and kind of how my feeling was, right, that this was going to be... Rockets are going to need more to get themselves over the hump. They're going to need more stops, they're going to need more makes, and they've got to string it together. Defensively, I don't think they've strung together a couple of good defensive possessions yet.
Yeah.
Which is very contrary to what I think happened last night in Derby, where I heard it was a very, very good defensive performance. Don't think they've had the same kind of success on the defensive end. Alan Keane will have plenty to say about it.
You wonder if fatigue comes into it at that point. Obviously, back-to-back games.
Yeah, back-to-back games and travel to Derby, then home, and then a slightly earlier tip tonight at 5. Yeah. So it's less than a 24-hour turnaround, which is in any sense is pretty demanding, right? You know, 2 games in less than 24 hours is, you know, is going to put pressure on anyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So going into the final few minutes, going to be 10 minutes in this fourth quarter to go. Four-point ball game. Worthing still leading it. This has been every bit of what we wanted it to be fair, for a kind of top 3 clash. Both teams have been getting after it. There's been plenty of hustle.
Yeah, the big loss from Reading perspective is obviously not only the health of Carter today, but obviously the loss of Adrian O'Sullivan, who brings a lot to this Reading team.
Yeah, I think it's fairly interesting without Adrian, is because they don't actually have a very senior backup point guard.
Yeah.
I mean, Chive is the backup. He's 16 years old, playing in a top flight, top 3 in the table clash. I mean, he's acquitted himself perfectly well. Don't get me wrong. He's played really tough.
As he's fouled there, just as we mentioned him.
But to take on those sort of minutes as a 16-year-old over, like I said, who's a great pro in Adrian O'Sullivan, I just wonder if Rockets will hit the kind of transfer wires and think about bringing in another guard to bring a bit more senior leadership to the backcourt. As Trey pulls up, he goes down as if he was fouled, but no call.
Ebanks, not sure he's even taken a shot this half so far. Ward doesn't drop for him. Good rebound from AJ.
Who will thought he'd lead the break, gives it up to Sid instead. We're getting attacked by a fly in our commentary position.
Yeah, it's quite annoying.
Still 4-point ball game. Worthing lead it. Look inside to AJ. Good catch. Will keep it high. Skips to Chive. Chive with the 3. Misses. Shot clock goes off, but it's Ebanks on the run out. Trey fouls him. Those are those ones where if that 3 goes, it's great. They haven't chipped away at this lead like you might have thought. Like I said, a bit like the defensive end, they've not strung a couple of really easy buckets together, or one in transition to give them 6 quick ones. It's been a tough night for consistency. Just as Alan Keane has a quick chat with the officials, I think trying to understand the last call. Just as Ebanks misses the 3 throw. Ebanks with one more. Makes that one. Five-point ball game. I know it sounds funny, but even now I don't think Rockets will want this lead to get much more than 7. Definitely not more than 8. So
foul. That was surely a foul there.
4 on the shot clock. Chive is going to have to drive and kick. He's never going to get this off.
Even looked like a foul on the shot there, if I'm being honest.
Yep. But again, it goes back to the point I made in the first quarter, Nick, where they've struggled to get into offense at any kind of speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they found themselves in those situations.
A very few fast break opportunities as well, and I think that's partly a lack of stops.
Just as 16-year-old David Chive starts to get in a physical matchup with former BBL MVP Zaya Taylor. That's the type of action I like to see. This time it's a Rinze on. Taylor. Skip to Ward. Finds Ebanks, who's looking for this 3. Goes to the dribble instead. Nice defense by Chive. Yeah, great call by the officials, I think. Chive, really good footwork, gets himself into good position.
And so he called for the travel, otherwise it would have been an offensive foul, I think, there. Did push off inside as well.
And I'll do something and credit the referees for a very good decision, not calling the offensive foul, call it as a travel. I don't always say I rarely credit officials, but that was a good call. That was managing the game and reading the game well for the officials.
Mr. Rinze back door there, wide open under the basket.
Same thing though, ball sticks on that right wing, doesn't go anywhere. And they're really only getting into offense at 13, 12 seconds after it gets stuck on the right wing. And this is why the gap remains. Worthing still lead this by 5. And as I say, this is a bit of a precarious position. I think if Worthing make a 3, it's probably timeout. If it's a 2, Alan Keane might keep playing. He's thinking about it as the lead gets to 7 with 7 minutes to go. I think the foul from Awumi is probably before the shot. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say that was on the floor.
Inbound, Trey will get a look. He's one-on-one with Taylor. He's out of bounds as well, and the
2 consecutive out of bounds calls for Reading. That's tough at this stage of the game.
I won't guarantee, but I'm pretty sure if they score here, then we'll probably see a timeout unless Alan Keane really wants him to play through it. Just as we get a look at Alan Keane.
Foul called on, was that AJ?
I think it was probably I didn't see. Was it a Rinze inside? Just as Brendan Okoronkwo misses the first. And rattles in the second. Nearly timeout called. Gary Johnson, the arena announcer. He announced the timeout. He knows what I'm talking about. And I think they will desperately need a stop. If there's a score here, this could be almost, this sounds odd at this stage, but will be difficult to overcome against a team like Worthing.
Didn't make the shot there. Really nice ball movement from Worthing though.
Sid pulls up and AJ luckily is on the boards, because that is again another rushed shot. AJ cuts the lead to 6, and AJ's been great tonight.
Yeah, really strong game from AJ.
And it's Taylor again. Fancies his chances against Emeka and Yakwo.
I feel like he's going to spin baseline, yeah.
Finds a gap, and tough shot from Zaire Taylor, who spins through a double team, puts it off, banks it home, And that is an 8-point ball game with 5:47 to go. And Nick, this could be a tough one to overcome.
Yeah, just to pick on that last play a little bit, I think that was a really interesting example of guarding post players and how, if anything, you wanted to steer them to the middle there where the help defence is. Instead, Arinze overplayed the middle there. He spins baseline and there's no help.
Again, that defensive assignment, if they were going to come double, comes a little bit late.
Yeah.
But as I said, mate, this has been exactly what we wanted tonight. Nice close game. Rockets have been good. They've hung tough. Worthing haven't relinquished the lead.
Yeah, it's been interesting as they've taken the lead. They've transitioned Worthing as well. They started the half with Taylor taking early shots in the shot clock, and they've actually now transitioned to moving the ball, using a lot more of the clock as their leads climb.
I mean, I think from an individual defensive performance, they'll look at Ebanks and they'll look at Taylor as really the two guys that have caused chaos, really. But there's a job to do here for the Rockets. They're 8 down with just under 6 to go. Worthing playing tough. Trey's another guy that hasn't really got going in this half. Tries to slip a bounce pass to the rolling Arinze Emekwanyakwo.
It was a good look. Didn't come off though.
And it's Zaire Taylor going to the back down.
Yeah.
Nice find. AJ with a good block, and that's a tough call underneath.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree with that call. I think that's what you get though. Carr did reach over Ebanks to block that shot. So I think any action where the arm comes down, you're at risk of being called for a foul, even if it isn't.
Ebanks makes the first. 9-point ball game.
Oh, incredible rebound from Taylor.
I think we may have just lost a part of our screen there, Nick. I'll just leave you to commentate for a second while I sort the stream.
Taylor puts the shot up as the shot clock runs out. Taking the lead up to 11 for Worthing. Arinze now skipping to Carr. Sizes up Taylor. Drives right. Mid-range pull-up doesn't go. Tom Ward brings that down. Drives into middle. Kicks out to Ebanks, and Worthing are going to slow that down. As we approach the end of the quarter, Worthing very sensibly using up more clock than previously.
And
Tough
Taylor
move from Taylor.
just bullies his way inside.
Yeah, he uses his body incredibly well, both on the rebounds and on drives like that, where he can shield himself from the contact, put it in softly off the backboard.
And that's going to be another timeout for Alan Keane. That's 2 of his 3 used up.
Interesting what Coach Keane is drawing up here, what he's saying to his players. Some of those plays that we've just seen in this quarter are more or less unstoppable offense from Taylor, going through, round and above the Reading defence.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll feel like he should have maybe put a couple of different schemes up. Something, run a double at Taylor, especially in this second half, potentially.
Yeah, the couple of times we have seen doubles on him, he's managed to find an open cutter. They've been a good decision maker as well.
Yeah, and that's the story of this game is pretty much what my feeling was, and what we spoke about is that the offense was never really great from either team. Rockets have not found any kind of rhythm. That's now got to the point where they are slowing down, and then because they've slowed down and Zaire Taylor has sped up, that's the difference in the game.
Yeah, I think you're right there, bang on.
Just he makes that free throw. I feel safe in the knowledge that I called the danger area of the night. When it got to 6 and 7, I said they're going to need time out soon. Anyway, 14-point ball game now. Look how quickly that's opened up. 4 minutes to go, excuse me. Carr to Nosa, he'll find the middle, tries to skip it, gets tipped, finally finds his way to Chive, dribble, step back, way off. Arinze with a big rebound, but Zaire Taylor inside.
Really good defense from Worthing there, very, very active as the ball was being skipped around there.
Yeah, you can see, can't you, if they decided to turn it on for 40 minutes, they'd be incredibly tough defensively, incredibly tough. Just as there's a foul call on the floor.
They're interesting about that Worthing defence on that last play was they really did a good job of playing in the middle ground there, kind of discouraging drives to the basket and being able to get a hand in at the post, but also being able to get out to shooters.
Yeah, I mean, their size gives them the ability to switch, which is helpful. And as you said, I don't think Rockets have done a particularly good job shooting the ball either. So they can stay in that kind of in-betweeny point, right? Stay in passing lanes, stay in dribbling lanes. It's a great point, mate. It's a really great point that is how they are. So this is now a 15-point ball game. 76 plays 61. We may have lost the scoreboard temporarily. I'll keep you updated on the score. 76-61 at the moment, 3:20 to play, and this hounding defense of Worthing just gets another turnover.
Yeah, it's gone up to a different level now, hasn't it?
Yeah, they've just absolutely turned it on.
Nice spin from Taylor, round tray, kicks it out.
The Woomy lefty, backboard no good. Nussa pulls down the rebound. He's out on the run, no help. Went away from the running Carr, Chive with the fake and shot, and sorry to say that this has a feeling that this one could be as good as done already.
Yeah, it's getting away from Reading now.
I don't want to say that Alan Keane's thrown in the towel, that's the wrong word, but
it would take a heroic effort now. 15 points down, 2.5 minutes left.
Absolutely would.
And even a bit of luck, probably.
We've lost scoreboard, but I'll just keep going.
Brief stoppage in the game as the floor's wiped down. .76 plays 61 to Worthing. 2:30 remaining when we get the game back underway.
Just covering the floor, making sure we're good to go again. 2:30 to go. 61 plays 76. Worthing lead this by 15, and it's been a quick 15. It's jumped out really quick. It's all been in the fourth quarter. It was we were a 4 or 5 point game, 4 point game maybe, starting the fourth.
Yeah.
The veteran play of Zaire Taylor, along with a decent supporting cast. This man being one of them. And it's a really light foul again. I'm actually
Again, I have to say, one thing I'd like to point out as well is just Reading having turned the ball over a few times now in the third and fourth. Worthing have been very good decision makers when they're moving the ball. As active as Reading try and be, Worthing always seem to pick the right pass.
Ward makes both. This one now a 17-point ball game. Carr with the pull-up.
Yeah, I think they're aware it's going to take probably a few threes now if they were to even have a chance of getting back into the game. Might have to take some chances on defence.
Yep, and that's Kevin Moyer with the three, way off.
Pass, nice spin to the baseline, doesn't drop.
And you can feel the energy and the tension has just disappeared out of this building.
Yeah, Worthing slowing it down now, using up the clock. Kevin Moyer is going to kick that back out.
Ebanks, nice crossover, goes to the right hand, subs in, the flies back. Really nice crowd here tonight, Nick. Got to be 200-300 here tonight.
Yeah, I think that's probably about right.
With kind of everybody sat on our side as well.
It's a funny game, 19 points the difference. Doesn't feel like the gap between the teams has been like that. Incredibly strong end to the game for Worthing.
Yeah, it just got into that point where finally Reading's kind of inconsistent offence caught up with Worthing catching fire a bit.
Latrell Maitland into the game for Reading. Nice to see. Trey driving straight down to the middle, hands off for a layup.
David Obadiah into the game as well, another Academy product. So it's 4 Academy guys out there and Trey Pemberton. In this, what is now 17-point ball game, 41 seconds to go. Moyo makes the first. And he makes the second. I hope for the travelling support that there are no fouls and no more stoppages. Let them make the trip back to Worthing. Trey on a catch and shoot. Front room this one, he's had a tough evening. And that should just about do it. There's about a second between game clock and shot clock. Under 20 to go. There is a foul. And that means Ebanks will shoot 2. Ebanks misses a second.
Just stays at the free throw line pretty much. Like it might have been a foul, yeah. Second one's called.
Academy kids are still hustling, they're still getting their minutes. Good for them. Are you allowed to call them Academy kids? Is kids the wrong term?
Potentially, it's difficult to know at that sort of age bracket, isn't it? The maturity of the guys here as well.
But being as old as we are.
Thinking back to myself at that age, kids was definitely the right word.
Yeah, I probably agree with you. I probably would have been so angry about the word kids too, which probably showed how much of a kid I actually was. Just as Kevin Moyo dribbles this one out, I'm going to switch to us quickly, mate, and we'll call this Worthing Thunder run out winners 84-64. It was a really close game up until the fourth quarter. Finally, Worthing Thunder were able to break the run, break it open. Nick, what were your thoughts?
Kind of like what we talked about for the duration of that game. Real inconsistency from Reading in terms, and I think that manifested itself in the offensive looks you saw from Reading, in that they didn't get any consistent looks. I suppose the best thing we saw was AJ Carr had a nice game. Every time he touched the ball down low, something good happened. Trey had a nice start to the game. Didn't really get going in the second though. I think the absence of O'Sullivan and the fact Danny wasn't 100% really hindered Reading in this game as well. From a Worthing perspective, it was no disrespect to the other guys, it really was a tale of two players for them. Taylor and Ebanks really offensively at least really showed Reading that they're something special in this league, and I think the rest of the Worthing squad did an incredible job defensively, moved the ball well. There were no weak links in that squad. Really nice supporting cast as well. Some good shooting from Ward and some of the other guys. They're a lot more consistent than Reading. I think that was my overall take.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say if Worthing can get it going on the defensive end, they're going to be incredibly tough to beat this year. Overall, I think on their day they can be beaten, which is always the difficulty in the playoffs. So it's a one-game single elimination, but for me, Worthing probably a little tough for the younger squad here at Reading today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the thing, if a team could make them pay inside with a large player better, more successfully than Reading did today, that'll be a weakness in that team potentially. But as you say, I think the fourth quarter defense of Reading is probably the best I've seen this season in this league.
Yep. Right, that leaves us to sign off, I think. I've been Mark Harewood. He's been Nick Whitfield. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will speak to you all soon.
Thank you very much, guys.